everybody, and welcome to First Energy Stadium, Cub Cadet Field. Along with my partner, Otto Orff, I'm Dave Bacon. Otto, Butler is a team that made it to the Sweet 16 in the NCAAs a season ago. They returned 7 starters from that team, and 2 medical redshirts returned that would have been starters. This is a deep, experienced team.
Experience and with a natural finisher up front there with Brandon Gould, 13 goals from last year. So look out for that experience, and we'll see what happens with Brandon this evening. And
Gould is a guy that is on the Herman Award watch list as the best player in the country in college soccer. He was co-MVP of the Big East last year offensively. Let's talk about the Akron Zips. Now, the Zips lost a ton from last year's team that went to the College Cup semis.
It's one of the things that, in listening to Jared Embick's comments earlier, interviews this week, it's great that he looks forward to it and kind of expects people to hopefully watch and see how the team develops. Don't have high expectations right away. Enjoy the ride, and let's see where this team takes us this year.
Having said that, they are loaded with talent. It is on the young side, and they haven't played together. But one guy who has the ability to finish is David Egbo. We saw him a little bit last year, and he impressed.
He really does, and he plays well. As you mentioned earlier, we were talking about him out of the air, but I love the way he plays with his back to goal. He possesses the ball, he dishes the ball, and he can finish. And if there's anything to be said about that young talent, remember what happened last year with our natural freshman, Moutinho, and he's out of there with MLS draft. So there's a bunch of talent on this Akron team, and I look forward to watching them.
We have a good one to get the season underway. 2018 starts with the Zips, ranked 2nd in the preseason, taking on number 9 Butler. First touch in the starting 11 coming up right here on ESPN. Welcome back to First Energy Stadium, Cub Cadet Field, and underway quickly, the Zips in white with the first touch possessing it and trying to work through the midfield. And they get it ahead. Egbo will try to run onto it, but again, nobody on the end of that. They'll work it back to Gabriel Gergi, the keeper, and then it's knocked back out into the midfield. And I had a chance to see one of the first preseason matches, and you could tell they're trying to figure out how each other play and where people like to get the ball and what strengths are. The combinations and the build-ups just a little bit not finding the mark. And that's to be expected with as many new players playing together as the Zips have.
And that's one of the things we mentioned in the pregame where Coach Embeck mentioned that, you know, it's going to take a while. There's going to be some mistakes made. But as you mentioned earlier, that 2 of their first West Coast trip games last year, they were the losses, and this team ended up going all the way to the College Cup. So have high expectations, but be patient and enjoy the development of this team.
And again, you know, they're not easing into anything. Butler is a team that made it to the Sweet 16. That equals the farthest run in program history, and they return, by all estimations, 9 starters, including the All-MAC Offensive Player of the Year, the Herman Award list watch player, and Brandon Gould. That's number 11, kind of pressuring on the keeper and the defender who are trying to find a seam. Now they work it up into the midfield, do the Zips.
If they can find him out here on the left, it's you got Byros out here on the left, and I hope Egbo gets the ball out to him.
And there it is. Nice one. And there's a play inside. And a good job of recovering defensively. The entire back line for Butler returns. They are a veteran group. They did lose Eric Dick, their All-American goalkeeper. That's one of the losses that the Bulldogs have, but that back 4 is Gergi, the freshman from Italy, gets the save and will distribute it. But that back 4 can help out a new keeper quite a bit.
And as you said, if you bring a goalkeeper in from Italy, he's probably something, especially a freshman that's starting, probably can look forward to seeing great things out of him. But one thing that I'm really happy about seeing is Ben Lumt back there in goal again, and with, even though our back 4 for the University of Akron is pretty stable, just missing Moutinho after last year, but having him back there, it's a calm, cool effect on that defense. And
well, they did graduate 3 of them. You know, the 2 others other than Moutinho. Strachan, the lone back that returns, but a keeper like Lunt can erase some of those early miscommunications.
Yeah, and you saw him use it when you mentioned that that Brandon was up there pressuring number 11 for Butler. They went back and forth to Ben 3 times, and he's pretty cool back there on the ball. You can use him as a field player. He wants it if you need him for help.
And Lunt with the goal kick as that went across the line.
He's a big boy.
And he can drive it. Trying to work it, and miscommunication as it goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw, and trying to hook up with San. So
yeah, but come on, man, that was
that
was a bad kick. There's nothing
yes,
anybody can do about that. So let's just take credit for it and move on.
And
Good
there's
shout there.
Lunt will come and grab it. So San, Milanese, Ritacchio, and Strachan are the back four for the Zips in this.
When Byros got that ball up here on the left, what was great to see is that Son was all the way up there in the box, and he's the one who tried to advance the ball across the front of the box by the penalty area. So it's nice to see that attacking left back coming up there.
Trying to play through the midfield. Running onto it is Abdi Mohammed, a senior transfer from Ohio State. One of those attacking midfielders. Penalty whistled against Butler. Zips get it right back into play.
Not having a chance to see the team play before tonight, relying pretty heavily on Coach Embek's own assessment of the players. And he seems to really like the development of the midfield, which is a great sign because you got a good goalkeeper in the back and you like the development of your midfield early on. You can expect good things coming up.
There's a nice pass to Toyaga in the midfield and trying to knock it, running onto it. And a nice slide defensive play. Heck of a play defensively by Alex Lentman.
Just a little bit of a long touch there by Byros, but good attempt, and we're looking forward to seeing that ball out here on the left side as they mount the attack. Not much wind. You can see a little wind going against them, which will not really have much effect on anything.
Milanese throws it in quickly. Ritacchio get it. Zips trying to put something together here early as we're only 5 minutes into this match.
They're feeling each other out. Possession on the Zip side. That seems to just be carrying on from last year, where possession always seems to be in the University of Akron's advantage. But they don't swing the ball quite as quickly, and it's a little bit different of a format with those 5 midfielders in there this year.
Egbo, again, you see that communication not quite there yet as San went out, the ball went in. Whistle and a foul whistled. It'll be foul on that one.
What a beautiful evening.
Yeah, perfect, especially for late August.
And just enough cloud cover to not have any sun be a factor for either keeper. Not much wind and not too hot. Great night for a game.
And the students filling in nicely behind the Zips goal.
It really is a great crowd all the way around. The stands are almost full at both ends. On the side here in front of us, a couple thousand people out tonight.
Mentioned how successful the run was for Butler last year. They made it all the way to the Sweet 16, ended up losing to Wake Forest. So no harm in that. That was one of the top-ranked teams all year in college soccer. The Bulldogs have a lot back.
One of the things you can, I guess, almost always look for here at the University of Akron is a good representation. There's a dangerous ball by Lunt up the middle. That's his second kind of miscue with his feet. So, come on, Ben, pick it up a little bit here.
Well, again, you got to figure out where people like the ball, how they like to receive it.
But for a goalkeeper, never mess with the ball in the middle. If you're not sure, get it anywhere but in the middle of your own goal. And I'm sure he knows that. So he's a confident young man. He's gonna make those better decisions there. But what I was trying to mention is that you got Sky Harder coming back and Strachan coming back, Korb coming back, but you got Colin Byros, and you've got who's the other one? Nick McCausland. I mean, there's 5-6 kids again, local kids on this team. And that has to have good results here on on the attendance factor. You got a lot of kids that came into those high schools and in those youth programs that are out here watching their former teammates and players from their club play at the highest level of college soccer in the country. It's pretty awesome.
Long ball and
good communication.
Yep. Son lets it go out. Throw incoming for the Zips. Zips a NCAA best 17-game home game winning streak. That's longest in the nation. And a quick throw in and working in the box is Brandon Gould. And plenty of attention by the Zips. And a nice job of sliding and getting a piece of that by Toyaga. Ball still in a dangerous place and grabbed now by Micheletto. And
you can tell neither one of those players that the ball came to the feet for Butler, neither one of them was natural left footer because they both struggled, looked kind of awkward trying to get those shots off. But they did attempt to take the shots, which is the important thing. Just got to be more careful in the back with the ball, and if you're undecided on what to do, get it the heck out of there. Can't afford to have a mistake early in a game.
And that's the thing, the Zips are awfully hard to beat. I mentioned they have a 17-game home winning streak here at First Energy Stadium, Cub Cadet Field. That's longest in the country. And since 2007, they're 115 wins, 8 losses, and 13 draws. That's 90% winning percentage here at home since 2007. And
another
the
reason to get a ticket and show up out here. Huh? Wow.
And the students are out full force, and you can see them lining the far sides. They're behind the goal. It's a great atmosphere.
Egbo missed a chance to play the ball over the top there. It was a great run, but he had to hold up because of the offsides.
There's a header, and Georgie will have to come out and play it with his feet as he was out of the box. Strachan goes up and heads it. Korb kind of hustling. Korb moves into the midfield, was predominantly a defender who came in as a sub, gets the start in the midfield.
I'm going to use that as my excuse for what I said earlier about those 4 backs returning, seeing Korb in there. But, yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what Mohammed shows up front. You know, he's kind of been...
and we get a whistle in the box. Let's see what the call will be, as that's Eric Connerty.
Hold on, free kick.
Oh, he called it right on the edge.
Yep. And there you see on the replay, he was in fact not out of the box, and he kind of went down.
Oh my gosh. Those are the things I'm a firm believer that at the professional level, heck, in the NBA and in college level, there should be a retro or penalty, some kind of a fine, some kind of a penalty in college. Obviously, they're not getting paid. But those kind of fouls are what give the sport a bad reputation and really are starting to ruin the game. And it doesn't help when you're trying to protect a player. You know, when you get whacked for real or you're faking it, it's just bad sportsmanship all the way around, in my opinion.
So you've got Lentinen there.
Oh, sorry, I'm blocking you.
And it's a goal!
And
a nice job.
I don't know, we can look at this,
in.
But to me that looked like it went either just over the head or through the wall there.
Louis Bulger hooks it in for the goal for Butler.
That ball went too far inside the post for that to bend all the way around the wall from there. I think that was a movement in the wall, or it just went right at the head of the wall. We'll see it here in a second on the replay.
So there's Bulger.
Yeah, right. They moved, the wall moved, and no reason to jump from there. It's almost impossible. Watch this, number 16 turns completely sideways, and that's where the mistake is made. And that's young Sam Toyaga from Erie, PA. So I'm sure the coaches will be going over how to stay in your wall, because that's a costly goal, especially with the freshman on the end of the wall there on the post. That's something that maybe more senior player will be in there next time.
So the Bulldogs take an early lead off the set piece. And
great through ball there. That's Mohammed playing it deep.
Korb has
nice defensive play, but
yep.
Korb works hard to get the ball back. Well, if nothing else, this is going to open the game up for sure, and we're going to be able to see a lot more now that it's a 1-goal deficit for the Zips.
Good slide tackle, knocks it out. Throw incoming.
You ever hear when somebody says, you know, the field goal kicker, he's made like 150 extra points in a row, and the next thing that happens, doink. Announcers.
Into the corner. Now working it back out is San. Trying to swing it. Strachan playing it up in the air. Egbo, the header.
Get in there.
Oh, what a job to hustle back and save that. Heck of a job by the defender, Kieran Gildenhayes.
Cleared by the defender. Corner kick for
Just like you said, Egbo,
He's
great in
good
the
on
air.
there,
The keeper
yeah.
coming out indecisively. Should have taken Egbo out completely. But Egbo gets a head on it, and the defense comes through for the keeper. Good job.
Kieran Gildenhayes with a great job of getting back and saving it. Now the corner coming. Strachan the header. Egbo pushed from behind, no call. Ball still up in the box, and now it's going to be played out. Keeping it in will be San. And now they settle it down, going right back in, and it's headed out. Nice job by that back four of the Bulldogs.
I really like the response to the goal here. It's really nice to see what Akron's coming out with. A little bit of pressure now. Maybe that woke them up. And if you're going to get scored on, I guess get scored on with 60 minutes left to go so that you got plenty of time to tie it up and take the lead.
Nice job by Micheletto. Throw in coming for the Zips. Down near the corner. See the official talking to the Bulldogs. A little bit of chirping going on, and I think he wants to nip that right now.
Best for everyone concerned. Keep those yellow cards and red cards in the pocket.
Well, it's, you know, you tell them and set the boundaries of what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept, and you move on.
And he's talking to the captain for a reason.
Yeah.
Nice ball there. I love that. That's reminiscent of how Akron played last year, that three-quarter width pass, changing the field and play of attack.
Korb in the box, trying to center it again. A nice job defensively by the Bulldogs.
So that's the second time they've gotten the ball deep and tried to cut it back, and I don't know if that's something that Butler's looking for, knowing that the Zips are going to do it. Obviously, that's what you want to do, but since they're covering it, let's drive that ball across and see what happens if you get it in the mixer.
So Derek Sutton that time, is, again, that experienced back four has done a nice job for the Bulldogs. As I say that, Sutton.
I think he might have brought that down with his hand.
Yep, handball.
But that's Micheletta in there, I think. And I tell you what, looking at that young man, he's a stout, quick, and it looks like he's taking charge pre-game right before the kickoff. He was really getting into the players, getting them riled up, getting them pumped up for this match. So I like the way he moves around, and I look forward to watching him kind of lead this midfield.
He and Muhammad are seniors that have come into the program. He was at a Division II school, Micheletto.
Well, if there's anything that I know, it's that Coach Embeck can find a gem just about anywhere.
Well, the other thing is he develops players. Since 2008, the Zips have 8 top 5 selections in the MLS Super Draft, most in the country. They also have developed 37 players who have gone on to play professionally, either in the MLS or overseas. So not only does he find them, he moves them on to the next level if that's what their goal is.
That's a phenomenal record, a phenomenal achievement. And when you talk to him, you hear him talk about the development of the players as actual players and as people, and that's important to, I think, these kids and their families, and one of the reasons a lot of them choose to come here. Nice little combination and a lot of room out on the right if he could. Wow, he's not seeing it out there.
Micheletto.
Finally gets out there, but the defense had already shifted. Now we see it on the left. Will he find him quickly?
Toyaga. They work it over to San. Little one touch, Micheletto.
A little bit of a gap, about 20-yard gap between that offensive 3 or 4 there.
There's Egbo trying to turn. A nice job defensively. As knocking that away again was Gildenhayes. He's done a nice job in the early going.
Zone coming back and getting a hand on one of the Butler players.
Jack Haywood is down for the Bulldogs. Little physical tackle there, kind of tangled up. He's up now and moving a little slowly.
Still got his head down from being on the ground there. That ball was his to have if it was if his head was in the game. That's a good lead pass into the space, but I just don't think that Sam Toyaga expected it. So he thought it was an errant pass, but he had room to turn and go.
Long ball played to Bulger. He has the lone goal in this match, and a nice job defensively. But it goes right back to Haywood.
Good battle there by Haywood.
Yep.
Keep possession for Butler.
Haywood and Byros. It goes off of Byros, so actually Bulger will come take the throw in. See the strength of Haywood kind of holding off the defender. Another throw in for the Bulldogs. Butler scored off of a set piece. Bulger hooked it in just past, just inside the post.
As a goalkeeper, I'm telling you, that's one of the things that you try to set the wall, you try to get in position, you're ready for just about anything, and there's really not much you can do on that when your wall moves in that manner. So it's better if your guys line up and close their eyes.
Great ball by Micheletto all the way across the field and then knocked down.
It's no foul.
Play on. Yep.
It's a good call, and the entire crowd wants the call there.
Well, you
of
saw
course you want the call.
But you saw the iffy call that kind of gave the set piece that resulted in a goal.
No question about that. There's no question about it. But if we start playing like that, we're not going to have a very enjoyable game to watch anymore. Yeah, for the officials, I don't know. I don't know how they do it.
Unlucky call.
Yeah. It's a tough job. You have to try to watch all these different things, and some of these guys, I mean, they practice it. I was never good enough to fake it that well, you know.
And there's one of those passes that just a little bit off. Run down nicely by Milanese. Son trying to play it through, and it's knocked out by that guy in the middle. Kieran Gildenhayes doing a nice job in the center back position.
Of course, the guy with the most difficult name and the most syllables is the guy that's getting all the mentions there. But
you know what? We're going to learn his name after he got in there and knocked the with the keeper beat. He's the one that had the save for Butler that enabled the Bulldogs to hang on to that 1-0 lead they have. That was in the goal by the net by Egbo, and Gildenhayes did a nice job of recovering. 25 minutes remaining here in the first half. Butler, a 1-0 lead. But as you alluded to, after that goal, it almost settled the Zips down, and they were very aggressive and have really taken the initiative, and the urgency is there for the Zips now.
And we'll see how, well, if they can keep it up, really, because we haven't had any, I don't want to say any test, but I don't know that Georgie has had to make a save. He came out at the top of the box to collect the ball once, but the one where Egbo headed it, he didn't get to that ball either, so we haven't really seen him tested. And I'd like to see these balls driven across closer to him, or a shot on goal to test the young keeper right away.
Corner kick coming for the Bulldogs, and taking the corner will be Jack Haywood.
10 in the box for the Zips.
They get it out to Bulger, and now he's going to play it in. Back post header. A nice job by Strachan to at least get in there, and Muhammad a good job to clear it out.
A very dangerous ball. That was a good ball hooking away from the keeper.
That was a real nice corner. They got it out to Bulger. That's one of those where it's the second wave. Bulger with a real nice ball there on the back post. Nice job by Egbo to come up and head it into the offensive end of the Zips, but it's controlled by the Bulldogs.
he struts around. It doesn't look like he's doing much, and all of a sudden a little explosion of speed, and with his strength, just about anything can happen. So
he's not the tallest guy, but he always seems to win the ball out of the air. It's positioning
and timing. When you know, some guys are just naturals at that kind of thing.
Well, we've seen his lower half. Nobody's going to move him. He's going to be where he wants to be. That one, a little bit of a sloppy pass. It'll be possession for the Zips on the throwing.
Yeah, the guy with the ball sometimes wants the player to run onto it, and the player that was supposed to think's going to run onto it, he's like, let's just possess it for a minute. And those are the things like you were talking about with the Zips, that they'll work it out over the next few weeks, and or hopefully they'll work it out over the next few weeks and become a much more cohesive unit when it comes to possessing the ball.
And really, that's their style of play. That's the way they want to play. Egbo, a nice job of rushing the keeper, and Georgie did a good job. They'll go right down the middle of the field. But a nice job to run back and collected by Carlo Rotaccio.
That's, as you said, that was their style, and being patient with the ball, keeping the ball. The other team just gets more and more frustrated, a little bit tired, especially the way they would swing the ball last year. So, they're going to be a different team for sure, but keeping good possession only usually turns into good things. I don't want to say always does, but usually.
There's a ball into the corner to Korb. Korb, cross, Egbo, goal!
There it is. Instead of cutting it back, drives it in towards the keeper, and there's our first testing goal, and find out what happened.
That was pretty, too. There's the buildup that you expect to see from the Zips, the midfield, and then Korb in the corner, Egbo with the one touch into it. Nobody's going to save that one.
Great job to get the ball down to the line again. And then instead of cutting it back out towards the penalty area, drives it in closer to the keeper. Egbo with that run, gets a touch on it.
That's a great ball by Korb.
Really is.
Korb, who's in the midfield, was a defender last year, and it doesn't get any better than this. It's right on his foot.
And you could see that defender just wiping his face there after the goal, but it was one step too late, and you just can't quit on those until you're completely out of bounds or out of danger.
I think we're going to be calling David Egbo's name quite a bit this season.
I sure hope so. He's a wonderful player to watch and a great young man. I walked into the arena or the stadium here today with him, and super polite. I told him I loved the way he played, and he was appreciative, and seems like a great young man.
So the Zips equalize it 1-1. 21-21 now remaining in this first half.
Let's see what happens in this. So 21 minutes. Let's see what happens down to the 16-minute mark in the next 5 minutes. If one way or the other anything happens.
Oh, trying to step through it as Gould thought he had somebody back post cutting on the pass by Bulger, and nobody home, so it'll be Zips ball. It's your dummy pass that you like.
That's a beautiful play when it works. And if it doesn't work, there's really not much, especially up in that area. There's not really any penalty for it. You don't want to pull those things in the back of your defensive third.
Loved the way that the Zips got the ball from the midfield into the attack, and now they're going to go with a long through ball. Egbo defended well by that man, Kieran Geldenhays again.
And he goes up for every ball. He's throwing his body in there. He's a big kid. So these defenders are, nobody wants to run into him when he goes up in the air.
And they call another foul against the Zips. And again, this is dangerous area, a little bit further back and off to the side. This is the same area where they scored their goal earlier, and that's a tough call again.
It is. It wasn't really a trip. He was trying to step and had no place to put his foot. But
so you've got.
I like this ball out to number 9, all the way over the top. But
that's Eric Connerty, is the man you speak of.
That's a great place to play, because a lot of even the balls that go to the middle, they end up outside wide. So let's see what happens. He goes short with it.
And it's off of Korb, but again, a nice job by Korb. One-man wall got it done that time.
Tried to drive it near post, making it look like he was going to swing it long and near post.
Well, Brandon Gould was the guy that was cutting to the near post, and he is a guy that we know can finish. 13 goals a season ago, 5 assists. He was the co-offensive player of the year in the Big East Conference a season ago. Little
Good
one touch,
deflection on.
nice job defensively by Son to knock it out. Here's Egbo.
That's a great decision in the back again by Gilden Hayes, because he took a step forward thinking he might go up and try to pick that one off, but being the defender that he is, he took 2 steps back and decided to hold.
There's Byros kind of fighting, and now Mohamed Egbo. Nice job recovering in the midfield that time by Connerty. Plays it long for Gould. Gould, good defensive play. Great hustle by Marco Milanese.
You can tell Gould is an offensive player, because he took that first touch forward and his next touch was putting it across the front of the goal. So he earned a corner kick for his team, but a lot of players would have cut that back and tried to wait for something. He's going forward full bore.
Again, on the Herman Award watch list is the NCAA's best soccer player preseason. That's Brandon Gould. And taking the corner again will be Jack Haywood. This time he drives it. Header. And it's going to be
an offside.
2 substitutions for Butler. Number 12, Griffin DeBolt, replacing number 9.
So Griffin DeBolt checks in.
Logan Lee, replacing number 7.
And Logan Lee. Griffin DeBolt and Logan Lee check in for the Butler Bulldogs.
Are those the first substitutions of the match?
Yes, they are.
What an observation by me. All right, let's see. Ben's playing short.
Just over 17 minutes remaining first half. We're tied at 1.
There's a lot of room out there on the right again. Let's see if they can swing it all the way over there. And he goes for it. Beautiful ball. That's the thing I'm going to miss this season. I mean, Moutinho, those balls he used to play out of the back were just wonderful. And I tell you, I happened to be in Philadelphia when he was drafted, and it was just awesome. Congratulations go out to him. Best of luck to him. But I surely will miss him this season.
Number 1 overall by the Los Angeles Football Club, the expansion team. So the first ever draft pick.
What a nice ball out here on the wing. And so all the way out of the back left again.
And taking the kick will be Louis Bulger. There's Gilden Hayes. Byros grabs it. Defense for the Bulldogs is there, so they'll try to find a seam, and there is that reversal.
I mentioned to you earlier that
Mohamed down the corner, Korb running on.
Another attack looking very similar to the last play. There it is. Oh, just couldn't get his right foot on it.
Yeah, got the left foot on it.
He played it in front of him, but he just stepped on that foot, couldn't get it out of the way in time. Man, another great play, almost exactly the same as the last attack that bore out a goal.
That's Korb again.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was
running to his right, just couldn't open it up. But great play and good timing for both of those young men.
So Izana Kasai checks in, and he replaces Korb. Korb's been running a lot. So Kasai, another guy who impressed in the opportunities he had last year.
Good defense there, and a nice little clearance over his head by Son.
Byros.
So I was mentioning Colin Byros, his dad Mike Byros is the director down in Canton at CAK Club, and then you got Sam Toyaga, whose father runs the Erie Admirals in Erie, PA, and both of those young men have been in the soccer scene here in Northeast Ohio for quite some time.
Mishandled again, and there's that communication, and in the box, that's really dangerous. So
It's good to see it go out of bounds on
Yeah.
the side, though, instead of bobbling around in the middle.
but those are the things that you think will work themselves out 1, 2, hopefully 1 or 2, 3 matches into this season.
Yeah, that's, it's like you got to try it, right? Because if you don't try it, then you're not going to get better at it. But it'd be nice to try it when you're winning 3 or 4-0 instead of a 1-1 game.
Bulger with a nice through ball. Nobody home. Zips knock it out, and Louis Bulger will take the throw in for the Bulldogs. You can see this Butler team they're the real deal. Picked to finish second in the Big East behind Georgetown.
There was just a lot of blue shirts there, and those are the decisions that I'd like to see. Change it instead of driving it, trying to just pound it through where there's a bunch of blue shirts.
Foul whistled against Butler's Haywood, Jack Haywood. So it'll be a free kick back in the near midfield for the Zips, and they'll go to possession, try to build something up. Micheletto pushing, got some room.
I'll swing it away and maybe bring it right back now.
Strachan
One more time out this way.
trying to find Muhammad. Oh,
Offside.
Offsides on Akron.
so the offsides gives it over to the Bulldogs inside of 12.5 in this first half. We're tied at 1.
There's an opportunity for Akron. They're getting Butler to shift as they move the ball across, but they seem committed to bringing it all the way across. If they change it up a little bit and make it look like they're going from left to right and then come back to the left or vice versa, I think they have some opportunities to get that ball out there in the space on the wing.
Good patience by the Bulldogs. Gilden Hayes. Egbo trying to one-touch it over to Kasai.
Good attempt. Way to work back hard on defense. The touch was off, but forwards that's what they need to do, right? They need to try those 1 and 2 touches up front. Opportunities, so never blame. Can't score if you don't get the chances.
It will remain possession Bulldogs. Throw in coming.
So as we talked about, and I mentioned in the pregame, listening to Coach Embick's comments about watching this team develop, I find myself falling into the trap of how the team built all the way up to what it was at the end of last year, and then looking for it again this year. But this is going to be a completely different squad, and we just have to all, with the fans and the players and us up here in the booth, watch and see how everything pans out.
You can see the pieces are there. There's the talent.
Once again, Jack Haywood.
Jared Embick knows where to go and where to find the talent. And another corner coming for the Bulldogs.
You remember last year, you see Egbo early on and for a minute, and then you didn't see him for 5-6 games, and they had so many. Good ball into the box right at the top of the 6-yard box and bobbled around off a couple of heads, but
Kasai clears it quickly.
no shot on goal.
Kasai screens the Bulldog off, so it'll be a goal kick coming for Ben Lunt.
So I guess we'll have to just wait and see what comes off the bench and what surprises, what combinations you find.
Well, it's kind of interesting. The Zips didn't start the guy who has the most goals of anybody returning, Sky Harder. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm not sure if he's banged up. I know Marcel Zajac is banged up. He didn't play in any of the 3 exhibition games. Harder's a guy that energy, could be a guy they bring in and use as a sub. It'll be interesting to see. They have some options.
There's another thing that about the University of Akron Zips is that ever since I was in high school, graduated high school in 1981, 2 of my teammates full ride scholarships here to the University of Akron from Buffalo, New York. And I had never heard of Akron, Ohio before, and they were ranked 4th in the country way back in 1981, and they really haven't gotten out of the top 20 to 40 in that period of time for very long. So great history here, and players want to come here. It's kind of a strange place for a top 10 or one of the top teams in the country, but it's kind of like Kent State with a golf team almost. But Akron is a gem, and soccer in this community is wonderful all the way around.
The facility is beautiful too.
We were talking about that before the game. Makes you want to
get
out there and try to run. Try to run, I said.
Just over 8.5 minutes remaining, first half. And we have a zip player down. I think that's Abdi Muhammad. Was kind of away from it's on the backside of the play. I didn't see what happened.
Well, the end of this half is kind of turning out to be a little bit like the beginning, where there's not a whole lot of possession going on and just being knocked back and forth. But
Zippy is here. There's the students. That's behind the goal, and it's packed. It's good to see. They have a new thing at home games. I believe it's weekend home games. After the game, you can sign up to take a shot on Zippy. I saw that.
Oh, really?
I saw that after the Denver exhibition match. It was fun.
I'm not sure if you know about this other. I don't want to call it a promotion, but it's more of a charitable thing they're doing with new soccer balls, and maybe we can talk a little bit about that. But I think that's a great cause and a great effort by the young man who organized it. And,
nice job of sliding that and knocking it away by Derek Sutton. Yeah, if you bring a new soccer ball, they will give you a Zips T-shirt, and they donate the soccer balls to Akron Children's Hospital. Try to get kids.
I think I'm going to bring one every week. I got a bunch of them, and I'll pass out some Akron T-shirts, and know that those balls are going to a great place to some kids who really probably need to be cheered up by something.
Throw in coming again for the Bulldogs.
There's the high pressure that Akron has always been known for these past many years. As soon as they lose the ball, they are in hot pursuit, and winning the ball back quickly means you don't have to play defense quite as long. Also, you can win it in a dangerous position. So here we go with Byros out on the left.
Plays it
stretching
back.
him out. And he's staying out there with his hand up. I really like it. Loved using the complete width of the field. And that's right now what Byros is doing.
Nicoletto takes one, and it's headed out. Nice job defensively by Molden. Knocked up the line, and Strachan will gather it near midfield.
That was a good touch by the forward there, but he loved his own touch and watched it as his player didn't run onto it. He stayed there and looked at it like, yeah, that was a good pass. Into space, dangerous ball and a bad ball there. And hopefully it doesn't come back to haunt him, but the ball comes out to the right.
Now the defense has reacted. Bulger knocks it off. Son.
Way to hustle back. Again, Son in the back left and then up front left. I mean, he's working hard, very fit, getting up and down this field.
Inside of 6 minutes remaining. First half. A 1-1 tie. Throw in again for the Bulldogs as the defense is there. Byros trying to maneuver around the Bulldogs, but they're going to swing it. Sutton will gather it back. Trying to play it into the box. Bulger.
Good ball. He looked offside.
Yeah,
what a
sure
ball.
Did.
Wow,
Over
what a
the
play.
Crossbar. He looked offsides.
He really
sure.
did, and the linesman was right there, so obviously he wasn't, but
Brandon Gould shot over the crossbar.
I don't know.
Akron.
You can't tell from that angle.
No, there's no way to tell. You don't see the ball at the same time as you see him. But it was a wonderful ball across the box and a nice one-touch play, a shot on goal, or almost a shot on goal, a shot over the goal.
That was Gould, who 13 goals a year ago. Dangerously back to Loon. Now taking the space is Milanese. Nice ball to Mohammed, tries to head it to Egbo.
Oh, man, that was...
Georgie comes out and...
Georgie's been, I don't want to say inconsistent, but he's not been very confident. That ball should have been his early on, or he should have stayed back, and he just barely got it. The header from Egbo, same thing. So the freshman had a little pressure
bad
on
touch, Egbo. And he forces the call finally.
Wow. Well, maybe that's a make-up call for earlier because he got a little bit of bump, but that wasn't a...
No, but the other one he didn't even get any bump.
Well, I agree. That's why I said it's a make-up because in this game, I don't know. I mean, I'm happy they got a PK, but I don't know about calling this.
I don't know. He creates contact. Yeah.
Creating contact, it's supposed to be a foul. I mean, I'm not... taking the game out of the game and just playing for a foul in the PK.
I get what you're saying, though. That's a rough way to go. So, Izana Kasai will take the penalty kick. Kasai, saved by Georgie. Diving save by Gabriel Georgie. That was a good one.
Wow. I hate to say justice, but...
Mohammed runs onto it, and it goes across the end line. It'll be a goal kick coming up.
I always, if you're going to take the ball with the inside of your foot, put it about 5 feet high.
That's
on the ground.
job.
It's too easy for the keeper with the once you open up your hips, you know where the keeper knows where you're going.
So Gabriel Georgie, the freshman from Vicenza, Italy, with the save on the penalty kick. Keeps it a 1-1 game.
And that's a huge confidence builder for that young man. There's no question about it. He's had a couple iffy plays in there, but that was a great save and something his team needed just then. 3 minutes left, 3.5 minutes left in this first half. Well, what we talked about for the Zips with finding out how their team's going to go, even though there's 7 starters returning for Butler, it's the same thing. 7 out of 11, you got to build all around it, and every piece is not quite the same.
Every year's different.
That's what's really unbelievable to me about this Akron program, and it's, you know, you can build a team at a professional level, you get rid of players, and you can bring in new ones in the same season. You got so many new players and changeover every year, and to be consistent in college is really a credit to the coaching staff and their recruiting. And Akron certainly has done a great job of that.
Kasai leaves it to Byros, a little give and go. Izana Kasai. And it will be cleared, but it goes out, so it'll be a throw-in coming for the Zips. Good job by Izana Kasai, kind of getting a little bit of a run going there.
What's the call here? Oh, they're just bringing it back. Substitution.
Milanese swings it out. Strachan. Abdi Muhammad trying to play it to Kasai, and it's going to be a goal kick.
And that was too strong of a touch, and Kasai knew it right away, so he didn't bother putting the effort forth to chase that one down. So they need to drop back and make sure that the last minute and 40 seconds doesn't offer any offensive opportunities for Butler, and close out this first half 1-1.
Georgie drives it near midfield.
Somebody calling for 3 hot dogs down there in front of us, making me a little hungry.
Nice play by Egbo. Byros attacking.
That's a good touch by Byros.
Micheletto. Oh, he's tripped in the box.
That's a penalty kick.
Yeah. And he can't, he gets a yellow card too. He didn't get any of the ball.
And that was that's Micheletto, the strong midfielder that we talked about, and the only way to keep him off was to foul him. So, but running that fast, that far wide of the goal, I don't know how much danger he would have really put the team in if he'd let him get to that ball. But here we go. We can take a look at it here now. But he's got his arm out and he's holding him, and then he just grabs him on the shoulder, which is, don't wave your finger. Keep your hands down off the jersey and play the game. Boy, I'm being pretty critical.
So now the second penalty kick. There it is, Egbo! Nice job, David Egbo's second goal of the game. It is 2-1. Akron leading Butler.
2 PKs in the last 5 minutes here. That means they're putting pressure on Butler, and they're getting the opportunities in that offensive third, which is, I mentioned earlier, you don't get goals if you don't get chances. So great job, and that's a great finish. That stutter step is almost impossible for the keeper to hold once you make that stutter, and Egbo put it up high. Tough for a keeper, even if they make that dive, to get that save in the corner that high.
David Egbo converts on the penalty kick, his second goal of the night, and that is his first career multi-goal game. And again, I said it earlier, I think he'll have a few more of those.
Calling this name a lot. You did say that. And I just said get into the locker room at a 1-1 tie, but even better, looks like they have a chance to go in with a 2-1 lead.
Son plays it back to Lund.
Boy, I hate that first touch on the bouncing ball, but Ben got away with another one.
Good hustle by Logan Lee. Now they'll try to play it back in. And Lund, a nice job to get out there because Brandon Gould was in the neighborhood.
And Gildenhayes, I mean, that ball was almost perfect over the top. Just got a little touch on it with the head, but a great first touch ball by number 22, Gildenhayes.
Gildenhayes has played a really nice match.
He's an excellent player.
10, 9.
Inside of 10 remaining in this first half, and that will do it for the first half of soccer here from First Energy Stadium, Cub Cadet Field. Butler scores first, but David Egbo has scored 2 goals to give Akron a 2-1 lead as we head to halftime here in Akron at First Energy Stadium, Cub Cadet Field. Nice crowd at First Energy Stadium, Cub Cadet Field, 2-1. Akron leading Butler in a battle of top 10 teams. Well, Jared Hembeck, head coach of the Akron Zips, knows that he has a lot of talent, but it's young talent that needs to develop. Well, we had a chance to talk with him about this year's team and the season.
Yeah, it's a long wait sometimes going from the Final Four loss in the semis to now. I think it's been almost 9 months. So for us, it's really exciting to get back at it, start competing again and pursuing our second championship.
Okay.
Well, we're always going to need some time. When you have this many new players, in the style we play, it takes some time. But, all the new guys have been really eager to learn. And, we're going to see quite a few of them tonight. Marco Milanese, Carlo Rotaccio in the back line. Sam Toyaga, Marco Micheletto in midfield, Colin Byros up top. So we're going to just throw them into the fire, trust their ability, and just watch them develop before our eyes. Yeah, I think Danny Strachan in the back line is going to be very important. Stability, brings experience from the run last year. We're going to really count on that. And, with him even adjusting to a new position, we have a lot of confidence and faith in him. Other guys, I think David Egbo up top, was a freshman last year that was very talented, but because of Stuart Holthusen, he kind of just played a limited role. I think we're really excited what he's going to do in a full-time position, and I think he could really be one of the breakout stars of this team. Yeah, we got to keep focused for 90 minutes. And for two freshmen to start in the back, this is going to really test them and where they're at and give us a great chance to develop against top players. And, but at the end of the day, if we can do two things: one, keep the ball well, then he's less dangerous, and two, just communicate and maintain our focus. If we can do those two things, we can have a good chance of shutting them down. I think it's everything to play at home. The fans, the students, the AK Rowdies, they make it very special for all of us that participate, and gives us that. When we walk out there, we feel the energy. When we're down, we don't want to disappoint them, and we really push hard at home, and it's been something that we have a great comfort level, and we're excited to use that advantage tonight.
Halfway home, the Zips lead 2-1 at half. More here at halftime of Akron Soccer. Welcome back to First Energy Stadium, Cub Cadet Field, halftime of the Zips game. And we are pleased to be joined by Dr. John Green. Dr. Green has been with the university for 30 years, and you have a new job here with the University of Akron.
Yes, I do. It's great to be with you, by the way. I'm now the interim president of the University of Akron. I was a professor of political science here for many years and a dean, and now I have a new job and a new office and, some new challenges.
Yeah, well, let's get to those in a minute, but how about the soccer program? You've been here 30 years. You've seen it grow.
Oh, we really have. We have just a terrific soccer program, and you can see that by the number of championships, tournament play, the number of times we've been in the College Cup, won it once, but we've been there 5 times. And so there's a lot of consistency, a lot of excellence in this program. And, for the sports fans, that's terrific, but it's terrific for the rest of the students, too.
Now we'll get to the tough things. Some of the challenges that face you as the interim president here at the University of Akron.
Well, probably the biggest challenge is to get ready for the next president. I'm not going to be that president. I'm going to do this until they're able to hire somebody. But I'm trying to get people to look at it very carefully, figure out what kind of person they want, and get the best pool of candidates. And part of that is there's some financial challenges that are common in universities, by the way, that I want to deal with, so that the new president, whoever that may be, doesn't have to deal with those problems.
When you look at it, the employment landscape is very different and changing rapidly. Does that factor into what you try to do here at the university?
Oh, absolutely. Probably the biggest reason people go to college is so that they can have a good job and a good career. But the career landscape, as you pointed out, is changing dramatically. So degrees that were, 10, 15 years ago very popular, not relevant anymore. So we've got to phase out some of those degrees. We'll do it slowly over time, take care of everybody. But then we've got to start some new degrees, things like cyber security and digital communication, where the jobs are right now.
And quite frankly, the University of Akron is on the leading edge of those. Dr. Green, we appreciate the time. As always, I know you are a big supporter of the Zips soccer program, so we appreciate it, and best of luck as the interim president.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back with second half action here at Cub Cadet Field. Nice turnout by the students who are on campus here. 2-1, Zips leading Butler. Let's take a look at the first half highlights. Butler gets on the scoreboard first, a free kick, and Louis Bolger, a good one.
Well, a little bit of movement there on the end of the wall, but as we discussed, that was also a kind of a fake foul. So here we have the goal at the other end.
Corb to Egbo, and that was pretty.
A great ball just in front of the keeper, and a great run by Egbo.
Egbo on the penalty kick, the second penalty kick that the Zips have. They convert that one. 2-1 is our score. Second half action coming up here at First Energy Stadium, Cub Cadet Field on the campus of the University of Akron. Akron and the Butler Bulldogs trailing 2-1 will have it. Eric Connerty puts it in play, and the Bulldogs will go back and try to get things equalized. They scored first, and the Zips have scored the last two. David Egbo with both goals. Egbo with his first career multi-goal game. Good defense by Sutton. Derek Sutton's another guy in the midfield that's played well. More of a holding midfielder than attacking, but played pretty well.
He has, and he took that ball right off the feet there of Kasey. You were mentioning the goals by Egbo. He's looking at the statistics sheet here. Very efficient with 3 shots, 3 of them on goal, and 2 of them in the back of the net. So if he can keep that going, he's going to be a Herman Award candidate himself.
And Sutton taken down, foul whistled on Akron, and Sutton up. And the Bulldogs put it back into play.
One of the other things I'm looking on the other side of the stat sheet is that we talked earlier in the pregame about Brandon Gould and how he was a Herman Award candidate last year and with his 13 goals, but only 1 shot and not on goal for him. That was the one that came across and he just put over the bar.
Yeah.
So credit the Akron defense for limiting the opportunities for their #1 goal scorer.
And you know, that's something last year. You know, Notre Dame comes in, Michigan State comes in, Wisconsin comes in the NCAAs. The Zips were always able to, I won't say shut down, but the big scores were never able to take control of the game against the Zips.
No, and that's another credit to the coaching staff.
Yeah.
I mean, you really have to make a point that, look, we're looking for this guy. This is what this guy does. Let's do our best to take that away from him, and you're taking away one of the biggest weapons of the other team. So great job by the coaching staff and the team, and see if they can keep it up here for the second half.
Korb plays it back to Strachan. Oh, trying to get it ahead to Egbo. He's offside. That is a good call.
He was jogging. He wasn't sprinting after that ball. He
No,
was just waiting for that flag to come.
He knew. It was a nice ball, too. Headsy play defensively as Molden just kind of stepped up and said, go ahead. You be offsides.
Yeah. You don't see that that kind of, sweeper stopper system anymore. You play with the flat back 4 all the time now. But, yeah, stepping up for Egbo to be offsides there was exactly what happened.
Oh, contact.
That's a good tackle.
Yeah. And getting up
Gonna
slowly
give him a
is
second to get up.
Micheletto.
I don't
good,
worry
hard,
about
physical
Micheletto.
tackle.
That kid looks like he's, I don't want to go in on a tackle with him.
See the slide tackle. Got a little bit of his foot, but yeah, that's clean. Joe Molden.
Good ball and a nice turn by Mohammed.
And there it is. Korb crosses it. Oh, nice save by Jersey.
Oh.
And Micheletto airmails tried to one-touch it, and it's...
That's the play. I mean, you've
Yeah.
got to go for the one-time shot there, and those are the ones that make the highlight reel. But that was an excellent through ball. Great play by Mohammed. Nice cross, and a good save by the keeper here.
Yeah,
Way to
Jersey.
keep this ball from going across.
And that is, he's trying to get that to Egbo, and Jersey got a hand on it. Otherwise, that might be right on Egbo's foot again.
Yeah,
That was similar to the first goal.
very similar.
Nice play by the freshman, Gabriel Jersey.
And now it's incumbent upon him to make a couple more saves like that if need be, if Butler's going to get back in this.
It's interesting, Mohammed and Egbo are starting to develop a chemistry, and that's going to be a dangerous combination for the Zips.
You really see the difference between the beginning of this game and now. Mohammed really kind of showing a burst of speed, some little touches that are threatening, looking for the ball a little more frequently.
Good job defensively by Milanesa.
We looked at in advance of the game, we looked at the system that was being played and it had Egbo sitting up there by himself, but now it looks more and more like the two of them are playing up top together, and I think they're a little more comfortable that way. The defense can't just focus on either one of them. Joe Korb stretching him out here to the right. Butler's being a little more conscious of the width. They have players back, and neither one of the wings is able to be quite as open as they were in the first half, so the balls are going to have to be played straight through. But that's a nice ball. And there goes Joe Korb running onto it.
Korb trying to get it to Egbo. He slides. A nice job by Georgie to come out.
Great long ball out of the back. Just as we mentioned, they didn't have width. They went with a through ball, so the defense was spread wider, and they saw a hole and went right down the middle with it. Great job. Great ball by Joe Korb.
Good aggressive play by Georgie, too, that time. He didn't give Egbo the chance to adjust to it. You mentioned Georgie was a little on his heels almost the first half. After that penalty kick save, he's been much more aggressive.
He really has. And that's a good sign for a coach to see his keeper respond in that way.
Let's take a look here. It's Korb. There's the through pass, and a nice job.
What a ball.
Yep, that was a good ball. And those are, again, those are the things that will be a little tighter and even more on target the more these guys get to play with each other. Korb is in a different role as that attacking. He's been getting forward as a mid.
Pulled out of that tackle as he went across there. Did Korb kind of wasn't sure if it was going to be a 50-50 ball or not, so he just pulled out of it.
And Butler, coached by Paul Snape, 8th year at Butler. And I mentioned they are the defending Big East champs, ranked 9th in the country. And an offsides whistled.
Well, we talked about Sam Toyaga maybe moving into a little early on that wall there on that free kick, and Byros out here on the left, and the halftime interview with Coach Embick said, you know, we're going to throw these guys into the fire. And sure, they make a mistake or two, but how they respond, I think, is huge and huge for the coach. And they've both done a great job in their response. And what else did he say? He's like a prognosticator over there. He says that Egbo is going to be a big part. And what does he do? He comes out and puts all 3 of his shots on goal for 2 goals. And then the last thing he said is that, you know, his third point was really about playing in front of a home crowd. And what a great home crowd he has tonight. So great halftime interview, and all 3 of his predictions, so to say, are coming true.
Well, we could tell Egbo when he was on the field, you could see the skill level last year. He just had Sam Gainford and Stuart Holthuse ahead of him.
Right,
know?
that's
yeah, that's got really good guys.
And what a coach has to, you know, take care of psychological, maybe even more so than anything else, especially with kids at this age. So how do you keep the young men positive when they're not starting, knowing that they're going to be the future of your team? Keep them working hard every day. And you know, he threw him in there last year. He gets a couple goals here and there, but now he's the man, or at least we hope he's going to be the man.
Nice play by Strachan. Headed back to Korb. Korb is impressed. He's really been the playmaker in this match. Byros.
Coming out of the back, I mean, that's got to be almost a dream for a defender, right?
And you know, they've obviously seen something they like on that right side, because he's crossing it with regularity, and that's where their scoring opportunities have come.
Good battle for the ball there.
Whistle the foul against Milanese.
Another iffy call. 2 guys just battling for the ball, but I guess nobody likes it when you're at a home game and the call goes against you. So
they've gone against both teams.
I think I'm going to have to get some glasses. My eyes aren't good enough to see exactly what was going on there anyway.
Son will move up and throw it in. Good aggressive play by the Bulldogs, and now leads to a turnover.
Yeah, good hustle to save the ball, but sometimes it's better to just let it go out, because you save the ball, and oncoming Butler player takes it and starts an attack for themselves. So sometimes you just take your medicine and give up a throw in and get back in position.
Micoletta.
Oh, good
Korb
touch
one
there.
touch. Byros trying to play it out wide, and just too much traffic.
But that was a really good try by Byros, and
Look at Mohammed. Great effort by Abdi Mohammed.
And the referee does not pull a whistle out of his pocket there. I don't understand it, really. Great effort by Mohammed. No complaint by him, so.
Well, he was letting him play. There was a lot of physical play going on. There's
Get to it,
Korb.
Joe. Oh, good
nice
ball.
ball. Egbo now. David Egbo.
Oh,
nice
what a
move. Oh, Egbo shot knocked down. Great play defensively.
He is going to be a pleasure to watch this year.
Nice play defensively.
That first cut looked like a shot. He's left-footed, and when he makes this cut, the defender has to buy it. Boom.
There's Gilden Hayes, who's been really good, and then coming in to help him is Trimmer right there. Jared Trimmer.
Great block.
Good defense by Trimmer and our man Gilden Hayes.
Well, that's what they call a professional foul there. Grab it just a little bit, swing your arms around, slow him down. I'll take that foul as a coach every day of the week there. Nice driven ball on the ground across the middle to change the field of play for Butler.
Now Trimmer trying to set something up. Headed out. Trimmer comes in and they'll reset. There's Bulger. He has the lone Bulldogs goal to this point in the match.
Good defensive set by the Zips. There's a step in as soon as I say that, with a little bit of an aggressive dive in there by Michelette, but allowed Butler to pass the ball by him, but out of bounds now. And
Sub coming in.
Substitution, that's what it is.
Number 8, Jack Haywood.
Haywood coming back into the match.
Logan Lee.
He will replace Logan Lee, who is trotting off and getting set to throw the ball in is Griffin Diebold. Strachan knocks it up in the air. Nice job by Connerty, but
I'm not sure what that.
I think
It was maybe a delayed call there. Yeah, he's bringing it back to the initial point here. Maybe a dangerous. I don't know if it's a dangerous
yeah,
play.
his cleat was up high.
So if that's the case, then it should be an indirect kick from out here. Just waiting on the whistle. What's the call going to be? Didn't really seem like an indirect kick. The signal looked like he was straight ahead with the.
Huh. Then it had to be before the high
6,
click.
Louis Bulger, number 12.
So Bulger taking a kick. He has scored on free kick. Also in the mix there is Griffin.
This is a
Diebold.
shot that's more likely to go over the head of the wall. There's enough distance for it to get back down. But look, he's a big man.
Bulger. Lund, nice save. He's got that ball that hooks quite a bit.
That did go over the top. It looked like Lund reacted a little late to it, but I think he didn't see it until he got over that wall. So he does go over the wall and go to the near post. And Ben, athletic, easily pushes that away.
There's the corner.
He punches one
Knocks it
that,
out, yep.
you know, that reminds me of a play last year that he came out and punched the ball out, and the ensuing rebound was was a shot and a goal, and he didn't see the goal for 3 games after that, or 4 games on that entire road trip. That one he could have caught very easily there as well.
Throw in coming for the Bulldogs. Wow, nice job of getting the ball out in space, and defensively Strachan, ball still out in front, and a goal! Butler has tied it.
There's a scramble there in front.
And
That
it's
ball just seemed to be
Brandon
on the ground
Gould.
for too long. So Gould finally does get his shot on goal.
That's what goal scorers do. He finished.
It just seemed to be laying there too long for anybody to not get it out of there.
Strachan, a nice job there. There's Gould, and just kind of got it right over Lunt.
And Corp from behind, hustled all the way back. You know, those are the things. One more step, get goal side. But yeah, that ball just bounced around in between the feet and ended up right on the foot of Gould.
So,
as you said, he's a finisher.
Gould with his first goal of this season. He had 13 a season ago, and he was relentless. I mean, that was a lot of work, and he paid off with a goal. 2-2.
His first shot, his first goal.
Well, the one was over the crossbar on the other one, technically a shot.
This is true.
So now 30 minutes remaining in this second half.
Well, hopefully the response by the Zips is the same as it was after the first goal by Butler. And there goes the pressure. Good decision by the keeper there. Actually take an extra touch.
So a nice job by the Bulldogs to even this up.
Well, it's nice to say you're not going to a soccer game to see a 0-0 tie. Not here tonight anyway.
Nice job in tight quarters. That was DeBolt, and now Byros will play it back. Zips trying to get organized here. Butler has evened this match at 2-2.
So a lot of pressure from Butler coming, but Akron possessing the ball nice. Those are the moments right here that we're seeing that are going to make this team quickly become more cohesive and in tune with each other. Those short 1- and 2-touch passes, almost like the exercise they were doing in the pregame, except for under extremely high pressure by the Butler offensive players.
And that one out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in for the Zips.
Referee ducking out of the way of that ball played up the middle. And we got something going on over here. I'm not sure what.
Corb.
We got Egbo
Byros
limping up front there. He stopped for a minute in
Yeah.
an offside position. Wasn't sure what was wrong with him, but it looks like he's got a muscle or something that's bothering him.
Georgie plays it up high.
With his left foot, that was a pretty nice ball actually. First touch by the keeper.
Yeah, foul whistled against the Bulldogs. Trimmer was pulling on Byros' arm as he tried to get to the ball.
Corb's got to take 3-4 more steps out to the right so he can make a better angle to attack this ball. There he goes, he's coming back out. Push it all the way up to that next cut in the grass there, right even with their last line of defense.
And the reason you want this, you want the seams, you want the space where people can run.
Yeah, and if you stretch out the defense, if they come to mark you, then there's somebody else open inside or a little more space for someone else to work. All game long, if you make it a little more difficult on the opponent, sooner or later you're going to get an advantage.
Zips trying to patiently build something offensively. Good defense by the Bulldogs. It'll still be Zips ball.
Very good defense, but they're working in tight quarters when they don't have to. There's plenty of open players in the back there. They move the ball and swing it to the other side. Of course, it's easy to say when you're standing up here. You can see everything pretty easily.
Trying to go for the long throw in, and Egbo couldn't gather it. Nice ball by Toyaga. Now played back to Strachan. Knocked away. Good defense by DeBolt.
Oh, that's a
nice
long
ball. A nice job by Lehtinen.
It was a handball, and he calls it. That's an advantage. That's a good call. And the Butler player's not happy with them, but of course, if they would have gotten a shot off or done something positive on the offensive end, and he would have blown it early, there'd have been heck to pay for it.
So Haywood will take the free kick.
Jack Haywood to take the free kick for the Bulldogs.
And you got Connerty back post. That's where it's headed. Wow, bodies everywhere.
A lot of bodies falling, and that ball was so close to being connected with. They're just off the back post.
That was Lenton who and Egbo trying to stretch out again. We saw it a little bit earlier. That's a pretty good ball by Haywood. And right there, Lenton went down. Actually, it's Gould that's in there too, but Lenton is the guy that kind of slipped or went to the ground and everybody went down. You saw that earlier. He was trying to stretch it out on the offensive end here.
That's the last thing we want to see is Egbo with a hammy injury, so maybe it's time for him to take a break.
You certainly hope it's cramping and nothing more.
Two substitutions.
But you can see him as he's running. There's a definite hitch in his gait.
Marco Harlamus,
that right leg.
Facing number 7, Alex Letman for the Zips.
That's the problem with having big legs. That's why I never had any pulled muscles. There wasn't a whole lot there.
So Marco Harlamus checks in for the Butler Bulldogs. He's one of the guys that was injured a season ago, medical red shirt. And
was there contact there? It's hard to see. It's hard to tell. Two guys running full speed.
That's Kieran Geldenhays. You see also checking in is Usman Gil Ivern for Butler. Yeah, that was far side of the field.
Oh, yep.
Kind of pushed him a little bit.
He just caught his heel as he was running, and so there was nothing. When you're running full speed and somebody knocks your foot over into the other one, there's nothing you can do but fall.
Foul whistled there as Haywood gets tripped up. So Butler again will have a free kick near midfield. They'll play it back. Inside of 24.5 minutes remaining. We're tied at 2.
Our man Geldenhays doesn't impress me as one of those guys that would take a ball, especially being the last man. I don't think he would take that chance.
Poor shot! Off of the crossbar. Wow.
What a wonderful strike that was.
And that's actually not Korb. Nice job. As it's Nikolic, Ivan Nikolic.
The young man from Toronto. Wow. That was a heck of a strike. That would have been a highlight goal for sure.
Here's the corner, headed out by Geldenhaas. Good job of hustling by Gould. He wins the ball. So Ivan Nikolic has checked in for David Egbo.
Those are the kind of surprises that are just seem to be around the corner every time you look at this Akron team. And what a wonderful strike that was. His first attempt on goal, and it almost was a beauty.
Lunt will grab that as DeBolt trying to play it into the box.
Dangerous distribution there by Lunt.
Yeah.
Not sure why he wants to throw that ball down the middle with a man with pressure on it, but they find their way out of it. They move the ball from left to right, come back into the midfield, and nice quick touches there.
Knocked back and controlled by Rotaccio. Trying to play it up is Byros.
Oof. Very close there to stealing another one.
Bolden hangs on, and Butler moves into the offensive end.
I think you're going to find that, well, that's a nice dribble across the middle there.
And that's Harlamus playing it into the box, headed out. As a nice shot on goal as Connerty.
Seeing eye dog right through the middle of everybody there. Nice drive, nice hard low drive, and a good save. Way to keep his eyes on the ball by Ben Lunt.
comes right out to Connor. He settles it down.
Goes
and
right through these three
nice
players.
shot.
I mean, that
Butler.
can be a difficult save to make when you don't see it till the last second.
Corner for the Bulldogs. And nobody home there. Into the box.
You know, the one thing that Coach Embeck alluded to, and I'm not sure exactly what he meant, but I hope that he meant that, you know, the style of play that the Zips have, that defense that they have, once people understand their roles and positions, great offensive opportunity there.
Good play by Lund to get a hand on that and knock it out, controlled by Son. That's dangerous there.
It was very dangerous, but it's what I was talking about is their defensive pursuit and how when they lose the ball, the entire team seems to cut off passing lanes and attack the ball and win it back so quickly. And if they're working on that with this squad like they have with the squads in the past, they're going to be very dangerous. Here's that last attempt.
There's Son, and a nice job to recognize that that was out. And a yellow card is being shown to Ivan Nikolic.
Akron, number 18, Ivan Nikolic.
Here's the play. And swept him.
Yeah, but that's not a yellow card foul. I mean, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand.
Foul.
It's a foul for sure, but not a yellow card. Especially in the middle of the field. If that was anywhere near a goal or, you know, that. Anyway, not the best of jobs officiating tonight by the man in the middle.
It's their first game as well.
I hope it's not his first game.
Of the year.
Oh. If anybody listening knows me at all, they know that I'm pretty critical of the officials, but give them a break when you can. But some of these calls are pretty ticky-tacky tonight.
And you have been critical of the calls both ways, to be fair.
There you go. That's right, the PK.
Yeah. Strachan, a good job to play it out of the air.
Well, with 20 minutes to go now, we'll see who wants to make the push. Oh, there's a
nice turn by Nikolic. But
I thought that ball was going over the top.
Was trying to find Muhammad.
Haralambous with the nice possession there. Since he's come in, he's done a nice job.
Yeah, they're probably trying to get him back. He's one of the guys, and you see the big brace on his right knee. So that tells me that was the reason he missed last year. And he is one of their playmakers too. There is Haralambous.
Couple nice combination passes there.
Good look at it, and that one's knocked out.
Well, that's good defense. Corner kick, yeah, but that's a way to be back into cover. And maybe not best body position on that.
Subs.
First time we see a large number of subs with 20 minutes, 19 and a half minutes to go. 4 subs coming in.
Basilga 4 is one of them.
Wow, if I remember correctly, last year, first few times he came into games, he made an impact right away.
Corner coming.
Corner kick.
Haywood will take it.
Jack Haywood take it.
In the middle of the box, dangerous place for it. Still up in the air. And a nice job to get that out of the box.
Cannot get it out quickly enough.
Good job to win that ball between 3 Bulldogs, and now there's
That's
a run
a nice
going. Here's
ball,
a counter.
little slow.
Oh,
he just had to wait for it, but it stays in the way, and
it'll be Butler throwing. Is Kasai, another one that is checked in.
that ball was a little farther in front or had a little more pace on it, he'd have been able to take it in stride.
Strachan.
Good deflection there by Strachan, just to throw off the offense a little bit, especially with one guy up there against 3. So Butler seems to be, I don't know if they smell a little blood in the water or what, but they're putting a little bit more pressure on the Zips here.
Georgie knocked that back out. Muhammad trying to win it. Nice header over to Kasai. Nothing to do as the Bulldogs defense reacts, and Zips will back it up. 16:43 in the second half. We're tied at 2.
4 flat across the back for Butler. Get Muhammad out here wide. Kasai in the middle. Some space down. Oh,
Nicholas
down the line.
can't make a move, has his pocket picked.
So they take the space up front and then knock it back to the support players. Does Butler.
Molden trying to build something. Ball taken away in the midfield. Nicoletto.
Nikolic, I don't think he expected it, but once it came to him, he fought for it and almost kept possession. Hard work there, keep that ball.
Nice job.
That's Logan Lee again.
Free foul. Free kick, Butler.
Butler's had their opportunities with free kicks about 30 yards out, anywhere from the top of the box, actually, from 18 to 30 yards. I think they've had 4 or 5 set pieces, so, and they've been dangerous on almost all of them.
Foul whistled on Milanese, and he was late and got the leg. So
when you look at the percentages of goals that are scored, counterattacks and set pieces or free kicks, including the corner kicks, are where most of your goals come from. In the regular run of play, probably only about 1/3 of the goals that are scored in a game. So being proficient at these set pieces and having some dangerous ways to deliver the ball in there, huge advantage for any team.
Bulger and Haywood will play it, and grabbed on one hop pretty easily by Ben Lunt.
It was just too far in front. I think he wanted that ball out farther, and Ben Lunt just kind of got underneath his side volley there for that punt. But the Zips are able to keep possession, and no foul. Oh, there is a foul.
Okay.
There was no foul. That was surprising. But
Foul on Butler.
Yeah.
Zips free kick.
He's trying to flip the field. Mohammed. Long ball.
that's a good ball into space
There
there.
it is. Oh, nice.
Good run down the line.
Cross, and a nice job by Georgie to come out and gather that.
But I'm telling you, that is a great ball. That's a great distance, 8 yards out, just almost out, right at that line where the keeper's not sure if he's going to get to it or not. This is a beautiful ball. So it's actually only about 5 yards out, but I still love those balls. I mean, that's a dangerous ball for anybody, and keepers are more and more staying in their goal. So good job by Georgie to come out and collect it, but nice attack by the Zips. That attack came from the left side that time. Previously, the 3 or 4 attempts similar to that had come from the right side for the Zips, so it's nice to see. And that's what happened last year too. It seemed like they moved Sam around and Holdhusen around, and one game they were attacking everything from the left side, the next time it was the right side, and it's nice to have that ability to be diverse.
Bulldogs trying to create some space in the midfield to operate. Muhammad will run it down. Nice ball by Nicoletto all the way across to Kasai. Mazana Kasai trying to get through 2 defenders.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to play the ball back, because the defense was completely set, and he just decided he's going to try to take them on, which I guess you got to like that confidence in your attacking forward.
Nice job to keep it in. Low shot is handled by Georgie.
Awkwardly handled, but handled.
Nonetheless.
Yeah.
It's Paul Hernandez who has checked in from Barcelona, Spain, a freshman who had the shot.
That's Barcelona. Come back from Spain and everybody thinks you've developed a lisp.
Geldenhays is down.
Everybody's getting a drink, taking advantage of this injury break.
He's played outstanding.
He really has. He's probably been the most consistent player in the game, and deserves this little rest that he's getting. Well, with just under 12 minutes to go, see if the teams are happy with going out of here with a tie, or if one of them is going to make a push to win this match. Right after this break, the next minute is the time to do it. The weather has stayed just perfect. That flag is hanging straight down.
So Hernandez will throw it in for the Zips.
I love that Kasai's hanging out real wide, and there's a lot of space in the middle there as well. Mohammed in the middle.
Poor throw in, and Zips get it back.
It's kind of strange. I thought they might be giving the ball on purpose.
For Butler.
It's behind
Harlambus. Bit of skill by Harlambus. Oh, good effort.
Nice hustle.
That's
Lee
Logan
again.
Lee. Yeah, he's really been, I mean,
got a
sure
motor
what
there.
It gives him for height, but he doesn't look like he's that big of a kid, and 5'8", you know, and he's really making good use of every inch he's got. His speed, he's very quick, finding the open spaces, making a difference up front there.
So Gould comes back in, gave him a little bit of a breather. And they're going to make a push here in the final 10:47. Lenton throws it in.
Nice ball through there with a little hitch in that fake.
10:33 remaining.
Oh, great ball down the line. Can he get to it? He will.
Crossed.
A little too much on that, too high for anybody to get to, and this ball is going to get out of bounds.
Yep, Lenton off his head, and it'll be a go. Should be a goal kick, yeah.
It is a goal kick.
Substitution for Akron.
So let's see.
David Egbo coming
back.
in.
Here we go. Love to see that. The crowd loves it too. Big round of applause for Egbo as he comes back in. Young man sitting right down in front of us loves it too. He just opened up his Pop-Tart. Pre-celebrating the Egbo's third goal of the evening. Wow, that was an unbelievable touch by Mohammed. And I don't know if he even knew what player was going to run onto that, but it was a great touch. A lot of pressure on him. And Egbo out here way wide, and there goes the ball. Can he get to it? I think he will, yes.
Kasai has it. Nice move. Whistle. And
lights on the bottom of his shoes? He's got gold shoes.
Gold shoes. It's just the way the lights are reflecting on it.
I thought he had those light up shoes, man. Wow.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's tough. So a great opportunity with just over 9 minutes remaining. Just outside the box. It'll be a free kick for
we got Egbo on the ball.
There you go. They got a yellow card on that too.
All right. He must have used, I don't know if he used his hand.
I don't.
Didn't see a bunch of contact, but either way.
So Muhammad will take the kick. They're loading up the
So they're
back
going with
of the
the right
box.
footer. Thought they might put Egbo on it with the left from here.
Loading up the back post. Somebody's going to get cut.
This ball should be driven low, right outside the 6-yard box. 4 or 5 guys crashing.
Everybody's crashing. It is driven. Headers
Oh.
off the mark. Gathered again by Muhammad. He'll go right back and try to cross it.
It went off Muhammad, I think. Your goal kick.
Corner? And he's
Giving him a corner.
Signaling a corner.
Oh, 2 Zips fighting over that ball. That's why it went off. Wow.
So it looks like Abdi Muhammad will take the corner. Looks like Sky Harder is coming into the match as well.
Well, that was your prediction.
He's coming in as to
Early on
take
that
the
he would
corner.
come in the last, and remember last year he had a bunch of great corners. Big round of applause for Sky Harder coming in.
Here's the corner by Harder. Middle of the box, headed out. Micoletta.
And I'm telling you, the keeper came out on that one, and Jersey was unsure about that one as well.
It will be another corner. So Harder will take the corner again. Up in the air. Jersey punches it out. Controlled.
There was no one around there. He punched that ball chest height, not even above his head. Very strange play by the young keeper as well. Great touch there by Sai.
Oh, get up. He was waiting for the call, and there was none.
Not begging for it, but man, he could have pulled a left-footed shot off there as well. He had this man beat.
Knocked out, and they say Butler. Oh, I don't know about that one. Butler with the throw-in.
This is a great touch here. And he gets by his man, and then decides to go down.
Yeah, there's no call.
You know what? You can't quite. These guys are
I know.
doing a great job. I got to stop being so critical of him, but I just wish he would have made an attempt at a shot there.
Hernandez. Foul whistle
Helping
against
him up.
Muhammad.
Good play.
So they both go for it. 6:45 and counting.
Well, let's see if we can get the ball back and keep it in this end, because that's been a trademark of the Zips, especially at the end of games. Possession, possession, possession. And finally a finish. Harder with those fresh legs chasing it down.
Nice play by Hernandez, but it goes right to Trimmer. Now they'll play it back to Lunt. Harder trying to win it. It'll be a Zips throw-in. Trying to go long to Egbo.
And we got Kasai out here on the right wing with some space to work.
Egbo's in pain on the far side of the field. I don't know if he got elbowed or something.
I hope it's anywhere except for his legs.
I think he got elbowed in the head.
Those head injuries heal quicker than the legs.
They don't feel any better.
No, that's for sure. But
he's playing kind of down low, and I think he got kneed right there.
on his way down, yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even a, it was just an accidental contact.
Yeah.
Incidental contact. So now we've got 5:55 left. Not sure where the possession's going to be. Maybe a throw-in or a kick-in from after the injury. If we cleared it out, it was Zips' ball.
Here's another look at it.
As he's
right
going
there.
Doesn't look like much of anything touched him.
No.
If it's his head, maybe the heel of the guy's foot. But I think more than anything, he needs a rest.
He was.
And he's calling for the substitution.
Good look at Paul Snape, 8th-year head coach for the Butler Bulldogs. Boy, they've been on the upswing as well.
Good for him. It's been a really great experience for me joining you here last year and watching so many of these coaches and building college programs here at Akron. That it's really been a fun experience for me outside of the professional world and the youth world. This college soccer is excellent, and the quality of it's getting much better every year.
Even Ivan Nikolic will check in for Egbo, so
maybe he can repeat the first shot that he had.
About 4 inches lower. Maybe only 2 inches.
Yeah,
and it hits under it and
get underneath that bar.
So certainly hope Egbo is okay, as he has both of the Zips goals in this match. Well, we knew this was going to be a battle, as 2 top 10 teams in the country. Also, Connerty now back in. That's more of a scoring threat than Logan Lee for Butler. As both teams trying to find a way to find the back of the net here.
What's going to happen? Are they going to clear it all the way back to the keeper? Probably, yes, they are. Just give it to him and knock it back. And here we go. Let's see what the last 6 minutes brings. Oh, good.
Kasey has a head of steam going. He's got Nikolic. Nikolic cross, back post, Harder, the header. Oh, just off the mark.
Well, great attack. I mean, we're talking about 30 seconds after that drop ball after the injury, and the Zips turned it into a fantastic opportunity.
Tried to put it into the ground and
it's a
over
tough
the
run. You're
yeah.
running the opposite way, trying to head it back across the front there, but great effort by Sky Harder, and a nice ball played in there.
Melaniza will swing it. Strachan.
Well, I really enjoyed
Harder on the run again. They got something going here.
the play there by Micoletta all game long. He's done a great job in the midfield. It's got to be one of the things that Coach Embick was encouraged by when he mentioned how well that midfield's coming together. He seems like he's a real leader, both by vocal and by example. So a great get, bringing over a senior from another program. And Mohammed, for that matter, also.
Yeah.
He's shown some real sparks, I guess. Oh, there we go. That should be a foul. The referee missed the call early and then ends up letting Mohammed get kicked in the head. So they'll be assessed. I mean, these officials are assessed by other officials, just like. See, that should be a
right
dangerous
there.
play obstruction anyway.
He got the ball.
And then he's playing while he's on the ground, but. Oh, there's a.
Micoletta with a pretty good ball, but it goes nowhere. Haywood, or actually that's Gould trying to run that down. Goes out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in. 3:30 remaining.
Mount another couple of attacks here. Side taking it with the outside of his right foot.
Good ball in the middle.
Space in the middle
Gafour. Fasil Gafour plays it wide to Harder.
I think Sky had the opportunity to play it in there with his left. Oh,
Hernandez, the header by Gafour off the mark.
That's a great ball and a great header. I mean, just missed by a couple of feet, but that was a really nice ball in there.
The
keeper probably had it covered.
Hey, David Egbo coming back in as well. Yeah, that's Hernandez to Gafour.
It's a good attempt. Really encouraging to get the opportunities. That's what I like to see early in the season. you're getting opportunities to score, you're going to end up getting goals. So Egbo's 3 minutes.
3:02.
26, Michael Pay, replacing number 11, Brandon Gould.
So Gould goes off for a breather as Michael Pay checks in. Strachan trying to play it down into the corner for Harder, but
There was nobody up front. That's a
Yeah.
good ball by Strachan to play it into that space, but make sure it doesn't go all the way to the keeper. Nicely played. Give somebody a chance to run under it, but nobody was available that time.
Pay,
Long
nice.
throw it.
That was
Wow.
Michael Pay who just checked in.
Confident cut back to the middle there.
Oh,
A little bit slick.
ball comes away. Bulldogs, good look. Oh, and a nice, fortunate that Marco Haralambous did not finish there. He had a good look at it.
Ben had that covered with his right foot. It was almost had to make a foot save there, but that ball just went outside wide of the post. He was there on his near post. That was covered. But that's a dangerous.
Yeah.
He had too much time to line up that shot with 2 minutes to go.
Trying to play it through to Egbo.
This is a dangerous ball. And nicely cleared.
Strachan heads it.
All right, possess it for a minute and let's see if they can build something out of this. Nope. Not quite enough pace on that ball to get through.
Haralambous. But it'll go right back to the Zips. Kasai. Play it back to Lunt.
Wow.
Up in the air.
1 minute. 1 minute remaining in the second half of tonight's match.
It's going to be up in the air as well.
Dangerous little play with the outside of the right foot there by the defense, but
Here's
ends up
Gafour.
getting it out. This looks like it'll be the last run if they can get the ball out there. And it's a good ball.
Kasai.
Good strong strike to get it out to Kasai.
Left footer off the mark.
That was a good try. I mean, he took it right out. We talked about that earlier where he just decided to take on 2 or 3 guys. Well, he was going to do it. This is the time to do it. And I think this is going to be the last goal kick of the game because Jersey sees that attack coming. He's not going to take any more chances.
He was trying to get it to Egbo, I
9,
think.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Jersey
3,
drives it.
2, 1, 0. And that's the end of regulation time in tonight's match. The score.
Well,
So at the end of regulation,
And your Akron
we're
Zips
tied
2.
at 2.
After
a couple of things will come back to the referee call earlier. Penalty kick that was missed.
Yeah.
All in all, though,
So we got a 5-minute break and then we'll go to overtime. So the way it works, there's a 10-minute overtime, golden goal format. Another break, another 10-minute if it's still tied. So we're tied at 2. Butler with a goal to equalize it in the second half, the lone goal of the half. And now it's kind of incumbent on the Zips to try to answer the call. Here you see 2 10-minute periods. It's a golden goal, sudden victory, if you will. No re-entry in the first or second overtime periods. If it's still tied at the end of 2, it will be declared a draw. We're going to step aside and take a quick timeout. When we return, what would you expect with the 2nd and 9th ranked teams in the country? We've got overtime soccer here in Akron at First Energy Stadium, Cub Cadet Field. Well, the student section, the AK Rowdies, they seem to be happy with the overtime. Tied at 2 as we get set for extra soccer here on opening night at First Energy Stadium, Cub Cadet Field. The Zips tied 2-2. Here's how it got evened up. The lone goal of that second half is the Zips can't get it out of that box, and Gould puts it in. Brandon Gould, the co-offensive player of the year a season ago in the Big East. The biggest goal so far as he tied it up.
That's it, and that ball just stayed in the area too long. Nobody could get it under their foot and get it out of there, and it ends up on the Brandon Gould.
So 2 10-minute periods, golden goal format. So a goal for either side ends the game and wins it. You see Izana Kasai.
We were talking a little bit during the break about how the Zips, our games that we did last year, I think they came out quickly and put these games away. And
yeah, Fasil Gafour had a game winner.
It'd be nice if they could do the same thing right here. Butler making the Zips wait a few minutes before they come out onto the field, and Jersey thinking they're making the jog back into goal. He's played much better in the second half than he did early in the first, but still a little, if we can get those balls, if the Zips can get those balls played in around that, between the top of the 6 and the penalty area, he's been a little bit iffy on those and questionable, I guess, at best.
So Egbo will put it into action. Long ball by Micheletto. Ball bounces out in the box. There's Muhammad, and the Zips trying to regroup and get something rolling here. Harder. Kind of misplayed that a little bit.
Well, he wasn't sure if the defender was going to get a piece of it, so he had to hesitate. And that's a nice ball there by Haralambous. And the attack is on for Butler. Nice ball cut behind, but
popped out by Milanese.
And there's Haralambous again, even with that brace on, being very effective.
That's a good ball, and Haywood kind of put his weight back and airmailed it, but that was a good look.
That was a good look, a great build-up, and a great attempt at a shot there. Unfortunately, he leaned back, as you said, and it went off the outside of his right foot, wide and high of the goal.
I think Haywood wants that one back. Those are the ones you dream about having a chance to drill, and he had a lot of space.
Swinging it wide over here to the right. Tracking with the ball and looking for a long ball up the middle.
Defense is there.
A smart header out to the side and cleared all the way down the line.
That was Molden with the header.
Probably head back to Lunt.
There's Gould kind of chasing, and
dangerous ball.
Wow.
You know, the problem is I really believe that the outside back on the opposite side, there's really no outlet for him.
Nice job by Muhammad. Korb down the corner. Korb has Egbo crossing, and a nice job defensively. Egbo gets it back. Muhammad, it's still in the box. And Abdi Muhammad trying to get it to Micheletto, and now the Bulldogs will control it.
And they'll probably go out of bounds. They have one of their defenders down.
And that defender saved the goal. A nice job defensively. Griffin DeBolt, freshman from Westerville, Ohio.
And he's back up, so there won't be much of a stoppage here.
So the Zips with an opportunity, but the Bulldogs defense, good physical play. Korb steps up, trying to swing it, but the pass not on target. Now Harder will run it down. Muhammad and Korb are developing a nice little chemistry. Trying to get it through to Egbo. Muhammad will knock it back down, and they'll reset things.
So nothing's been going on out there in the left wing, and all of a sudden you see
there's
a little bit of space out there.
Egbo.
Egbo with the ball. Will he be able to pull the trigger?
Nice turn. Harder gets it to Korb, just outside the box. Korb DeBolt with a nice defensive play.
Good tackle there by Muhammad.
Muhammad and Korb.
Oh, Korb tried to feed that one right through that thread, that needle, so to say, and almost made it there. Great run.
It's a good defensive play by Griffin DeBolt, again, the freshman from Westerville, Ohio.
Could have lifted it over the top there, but he tried to feed it through on the ground.
DeBolt has played really well. They brought him in as a sub, and he's been very good on that back line.
Yeah, they've really kind of shut down. The Zips have had chances, but they've been a lot of great blocks. And
there's always been a defender there. They're trying to operate around somebody. There's DeBolt on the wing, back post. It's off the mark, and went way long. Good idea, just a little too much leg to it.
I don't want to put any ball in that close to Ben Lunt because that guy is a monster, and he's going to suck up anything that's in the air inside that 6-yard box. They swing it over to the right side again.
Strachan trying to build it. There's Muhammad. Hits him in stride.
Gets a nice
Good
chest
touch
on that ball.
And then it is knocked out.
It's going to be a corner kick. Will Sky Harder come over and take this?
I would think he would.
No, it's a quick kick.
Well, they get it into Harder.
He tries to cross it with his right foot. I think everybody thought he was running to take the kick, and they played it to him, which was kind of a good play. Fortunately, nobody else was ready for it.
There's DeBolt again.
All the way back to Lunt.
.437 and counting, first overtime. Tied at 2. Harder.
A lot of space now. That's it's too far outside.
Hernandez, a nice job of bringing it down.
Did bring it down nicely, and you can swing it back over.
Harder
the other side
one
now.
touch. I'll have to try to reset Hernandez, but there's 6 Bulldogs in the box and only 1 Zip. Nice left-footed pass. Wow, there's Gould. And a good job to recover by.
He didn't look like he was going to get to that ball, and then he just got his toe on it.
Bertaccio got it to Lunt. Kasai forces the bad pass. And it is controlled by Geldenhays. And then out of bounds, it'll be Zips ball.
There's a flag up. Illegal throw-in, what was that? The linesman made the call.
Yeah, the Zips were not happy with the call. They called a foul. It was on the far side. I didn't see what it was.
I don't know how they're giving him a throw-in if there's a foul.
They just called it as a foul, yeah.
I know, I heard the announcer, but.
Kasai, Muhammad trying to operate in a phone booth. Egbo's going to pressure Georgie.
Oh, man. That second line of defense there, he kind of thought he was going to clear it long, so they gave up on it. But good pressure by Egbo. That's the thing that Akron has done in the past so well. Not one guy plays defense. Every single man pressures their man, and there's just no place to go for the opponent.
Akron wins a throw-in near midfield.
So he got some space across the middle here. He decides to go long all the way to Joe Korb on the right.
DeBolt, who's been very good, is defending.
I think Korb knew it.
Yeah. And freshman's come in and played well defensively. Micheletto, little one-touch back. Off of Sky Harder. Micheletto trying to run it down, and he can't get there.
Wow, good deflection.
Good hustle.
Great hustle.
Good effort by Marco Micheletto. Just couldn't catch up with it. Inside of 145 in this first overtime. Number 9, Butler. Number 2, Akron. Tied at 2 on the opener here in 2018.
A little bit longer of a goal kick this time.
Drove it more.
Indecisive there. Not sure what was going on.
Harder, a nice job to win it, but it goes right back to Haralambous.
Oh,
nice
a
through
great
ball.
touch.
Good job of recovering defensively by Rotaccio. Nobody home.
No, and the referee was like a human eclipse there, blocking off 2 of the Zips players.
Harder turns.
Corb doesn't want to shout, but he wants that ball, and there's a lot of space.
And they're going to play it to him. He's got room to run. Corb, nice
Great
job.
touch to bring it down on the first touch.
Corb beats the bold out front. Egbo can't get it to go.
That's his right foot again, and I think he wanted to take it with his left. Maybe he tried to take it with his left, but great work by Corb.
I think he got tangled up out front with Molden, and you see look at that. Keeper's helping him stretch.
Keeper's just wasting that last 20 seconds.
Here's a look at it, though.
See what happens.
Corb, a nice job. Crosses it.
Yep, he tried to take it with his left instead of trying to take it with the inside of his right. And that's what's killing him, because you can't running to your right open up and try to swing that left at it. I still like him a lot as a player. He's going to be a blast to watch. But I think next week in practice, you roll some balls from this side and have him finish him with the inside of his right foot.
There's another game Monday against North Carolina State.
That's what I'm going to miss. I'm sorry to say. I have our charity golf outing that day, but
so that's
miss
little rest, quick recovery for the Zips.
Well, and again, another chance for him to throw some more of these young players into the fire.
And they can't sub them off, so Egbo right now is trying to stretch it out and get back to being able to run. End of the first overtime, we're still tied at 2. We've got 10 more minutes coming, and if we are still tied at the end of that, it's a draw here on opening night. Mentioned the Zips have a NCAA best 17-game home winning streak. And that'll tell you just how good these Butler Bulldogs are. Tied at 2, heading into the second overtime.
They got their opportunities.
You know what? It's interesting because we were talking about this a little bit last year with the Zips. Man, they go all out from the beginning. It's like there is no easing into the schedule.
No, and that's something that I was really impressed by too. And I don't know, maybe I sound like a cheerleader for Jared Embick, but he's been around this game for a long time, and he's had great success in the game here as an assistant, and then obviously as the head coach. And he's got a plan, and he knows what he's doing. And his assistants must be fantastic because they find great players, then they deal with them and give them opportunities to succeed and to fail. And
let's take a look at some of the opportunities. Zips had a couple in that overtime and just couldn't convert. A nice job. Corb runs onto it.
A good touch there.
Yep. And Egbo kind of tied up, plays it back. A nice job of recovering and then knocked out.
Mohammed had that chance there. And then here's another one by Corb. Just another great touch. Cuts this ball across. Perfect. Number 4 there for Butler just stopped. And if that would have finished, he would have
Sutton
to be in the room with the coach and him at that time.
Derek Sutton. Well, the thing that's been impressive is Joe Corb was pretty much a defender back 4 last year. He's been the guy creating a lot of this with the cross. He's getting into the corners and crossing it very nicely.
Really has. And that one long ball, you saw him waving his hands, didn't want to yell so the other team didn't see him. But that driven ball that came across, he took it down so nicely, like he does it every day. And he's really had a great game out there on the right flank. And obviously he's going to make a difference out there and be out there again. So Butler again making the Zips wait. A lot of the goals being scored at the end, the Zips are going at now. So we've had 3 of the 4 goals scored going right to left for us. So I'll take that as a good sign for the Zips here. That one more is gonna go in at that end. Ben Lunt's view over that huddle is like that of a drone, man. He's looking down on everybody from a foot above them.
That's the guy you want back protecting your goal, though. And Egbo is not in for the second overtime, so there's no substitution, no re-entry allowed. So Egbo is not going to be able to get his hat trick, as you were calling for.
Well, yeah, no re-entry even in the second one, which is.
Overtime period is underway.
So Butler gets the ball to begin the second overtime. There's Gould, and it's headed out.
What do they call that? A war of attrition?
Yes.
I think. All right. See if they can settle it down and come up with some kind of a build-up. Good ball over the top there into space down the right.
Korb again. He has Muhammad trailing. Now Muhammad in the box, kicks it back, but a nice job of recognizing that by Butler, and they are going to counter here.
That's good. That's the good defensive pressure right after losing the ball. Work so hard, so quick to win it back without having your whole defense to have to shift.
Micheletto to Muhammad, trying to play it in the corner that time. Not on the same page. Nobody on the end of that?
No, he put his hand up in apology. There was no way anybody was getting on the end of that ball. A little too strong of a touch.
Well, the Zips do have a nationally ranked track team indoor, so would have got one of those guys to run it down.
So they have a separate track team, indoor and outdoor track teams?
Yep. Well, different seasons, so yeah. A couple of Olympians
every day.
Couple of Olympians have been part of their.
I have one of my former teammates in Milwaukee. His son came here to run track.
Yeah, they're really good. And a foul whistled, so it'll be Butler.
It's a foul.
Free kick coming up, just on their defensive side of midfield.
Spoke to former gold medal Olympian Butch Reynolds the other day, actually, from here in Akron, Ohio.
Molden will take this free kick, drives it middle of the box. Luton come up and catch that. Not exactly what the Bulldogs were looking for there.
No.
Good patience by Milanese.
Chip by Lift over the top. That's great pressure up front.
Yeah, Gould's been doing that pretty
end.
Consistently. That's the
the
big goal scorer. Yeah.
I think he's had 2 rests.
Yeah.
Linesman's flag goes up. That ball just crossed the line.
2 rests, and he's probably run the equivalent of a marathon tonight. Possession with the Bulldogs. A nice play, stepping up to grab it. Micheletto. He's got Muhammad trying to run onto it. Good defensive play.
Just got a toe on that ball. Micheletto put a great touch on that into the space. And the defense reached out and just got, like I said, a toe on it to deflect the ball wide.
That was Joe Molden with the good defensive play for the Bulldogs. Space is going to be used up as there's Byros. Gets it to Hernandez. Little give and go opportunity. Byros trying to play it into Hernandez, and again, just not on the same page. And those are the type of things that we were talking about very early, with so many new players trying to understand how each other like to play, and what they do well, and how to play with them, alongside them.
There's no question. That was a good rotation there, actually, but the that last touch, the one that's the most important, is just a little bit off.
Played out near midfield. Oh, there's Gould, brings it down.
I think with that pass a little behind, so it slows it up, but
nice job by Bulger.
That's
There's Micheletto again. Harder gets it to Kasai. Trying to play it out wide to Korb. Korb will attack. Plays it to Muhammad. Abdi Muhammad. Corner kick coming up for the Zips.
Harder looked like he's getting a little bit tired there. Made that dive in the middle, got nutmegged, and then kind of gave up on the defensive play. But this is where he can be so valuable in this left-footed in swinger.
Strachan is a guy to keep an eye on back post. Ball up in the air, headed.
And that's where the ball goes, over the top and collection area.
Micheletti.
Oh, good.
On goal. Nice job to gabble that up by Georgie.
I like to see the shot from out there. He had the space, take the shot. One touch forward and boom. Didn't get out in front of him. He thought there was a little more on that, so he didn't get everything on the shot. But good job by Micheletti. Really played a good game today.
Foul whistled against Butler.
A little push in the back. Yellow. Did he stop the clock? No.
Yeah, he did. Isn't supposed to start it yet. Given away. Gould to Haywood. Strachan
Six
the nice
back,
job.
and it seems like right there it looked like there were 12 or 13 players on the team for the White. But all of a sudden the ball dropped back into the midfield, wide open.
Harder,
Somebody
near the
on the
box, drops it off. Trying to get it back to Harder, but good defensive play by Sutton. Sutton's another guy that has been good in spurts, and it looks like there's a collision near the box there. Sutton slow to get up. Played it back to Lunt. Just over 3.5 minutes remaining, second overtime, tied at 2.
Well, the Zips have really had the better of the play in this second overtime period as well. So just as I say that to give it away, and another foul with an opportunity for Butler. But yeah, the Zips have really had some chances, just unable to put those last few touches together in front of goal.
So Haywood will take that kick right around the top of the circle. And Gould is towards the right hand near bottom of the screen. That's the area the ball is going into.
Butler getting it, knocking it all the way back to keep possession.
Bulger knocked by Byros. Nice hustle up in the air.
That's a dangerous ball.
Yeah.
With 3 against 2 for the Zips.
Byros, nice ball. Harder, can't bring it down cleanly. Now he has it. Trying to play it out wide. Corner kick coming for the Zips.
He wanted a little more on that touch, as Sky Harder did, but still he got it out there just far enough that the defense had to slide to block and earned another corner kick. So
this is another area where they miss Egbo. He's very good out of the air.
I wish they would stick somebody out here past the scrum, but
nice job by Georgie. Rebound, still out front. Nice save by Pay. Michael Pay, a nice job.
Colin Byros shot blocked. Marco Milanese shot blocked.
And all the way out.
now under 2
midfield.
minutes to go.
Good job by the Bulldogs defense.
They send it all the way back. And a dummy. Wow, that that dummy right there by Kasai, and caught the defense off guard, almost bounced through.
Good recovery by Gelden Hayes. He's had another really good game defensively. Pay trying to create. Puts it out wide to DeBolt. Headed out.
And now the corner kicks are 7-4 for the Zips, but
Corner kick for
that'll be
Butler.
7-5 now.
Bulldogs with a corner kick coming.
With 1 minute left to go, very dangerous situation
1 minute,
here.
1 minute remaining in tonight's match.
Jack Haywood will take the corner.
He has taken his time. He knows this might be the last chance, so
Brandon Gould
Jack Haywood to take the corner kick for the
is
Bulldogs.
near the top of the box towards just outside the back post. The big score. Pay is a big target, and DeBolt, 2 big targets.
We've stopped the clock.
Pay headed up, still in the air, dangerous, and a nice
4
job.
hitters there.
Kasai
ball.
finally knocked out of bounds, and Harder.
The linesman raises the flag straight up. He's not pointing either way. Didn't make any kind of decision. Letting the referee make that decision, which is kind of strange since he's standing right there.
Well, and Butler took the ball, so they stopped the clock. 30 seconds remaining. One last chance for the Zips. Strachan.
Drive it across.
Mohammed runs onto it. Mohammed.
Oh my!
Georgie
Lord.
punches it up. It's still loose. 10 seconds remaining. Hernandez.
That's a good ball by
Back
Hernandez.
into the box. Georgie grabs it and will go into the fetal position.
Oh my word!
And it
Georgie
ends
gave me a heart attack there on that last ball too.
a 2-all tie is the final tonight. Final thoughts on this one?
Well, it was a nice showing. Plenty of offensive opportunities. Some great defensive play. Loved Micheletto in the midfield. And the young guys, and Brixhead threw them into the fire. I think they performed pretty well.
Well, you know what? You schedule like this, and you're going to find a lot out early, and you're in pretty good shape. David Agbo looked really good. He's the scoring punch that you would expect he would be.
And I hope his legs are all right. And yeah, that goalkeeping.